think we said before the game that there was going to be three purposes to the game. One was to, without doubt, we've got the best supporters that clapped them players at the end when probably we didn't deserve to be clapped, supported us throughout the season when probably at times their frustration and anger probably they probably had it, but they didn't show it to us. They kept supporting us. I think we're so lucky to have those supporters. So that was the first one. The second one was to give Federico the best sending off that we could, and within that, we wanted Federico to start. We wanted Federico to captain. We wanted him to go out at the start of the game with his children and create a memory that he will last with him forever, and that the whole of the club would pay him such respect. We got that, and the last thing was to obviously get the win for him. And then the third thing was to set the tone in terms of our expectations going forward. And nothing I saw today surprised me. Nothing I saw today, proved to me anything other than what I already knew about this team and about this group. And I suppose that the work that we've got to do to become winners is in front of us, and it's a big task. And I am massively disappointed. I wanted a good send off for our supporters. They deserved it. We owed it to them. And being really, really, really honest, what I said to the players is that probably 14 or 15 of them probably will go home and think that we did well individually. And they probably thought that a lot this season. There's never once this season where I thought a team has really been better than us. But ultimately, and I keep mentioning the word team, is more important than the individual. And that's why we lose games of football. That we lose concentration, we lose discipline, and we become, for moments in games, individuals. And for me, that's the biggest disappointment.
We'll start with questions. If you have a question in the room, please raise your hand. We'll start with Lauren, then Michelle.
Thank you, Rafa. Hi, Phil. You just touched on the support of La Familia. Can you just dive a little bit deeper into that, their unwavering support throughout the entire season?
Unwavering support, the messages that I receive individually and collectively, makes me really proud to be a part of this football club. And I've played for some football clubs with amazing supporters, and I've got to say the clubs that I've played for probably wouldn't have stayed around at the end to clap us as a group after what we've given them this season. This team should be in the playoffs without a shadow of a doubt with the quality that we've got. But their unwavering support, their unwavering loyalty, their unwavering noise that they bring to every game. Every game feels like a playoff game, I've got to say. And I stood next to Jorge and David at the end there, and I think Jorge summed it up really well and said, we've got the best supporters in the country, and that is our biggest strength. That's our X factor, and it makes me even more determined to be successful at this football club next season.
Next question, Michelle.
Have you any more chocolates, Michelle? No, I'm okay.
No, I really do, though. I have a little bag for when you're done. Okay.
Mums always have bags of chocolates, don't they? You know, all sweets, you know.
It seemed like, really for the first 30 minutes or so, you guys really were playing well, seemed to be in command of the game. When Nick got injured, it seemed like after that there was, I don't know if it was a dip in concentration, a little disorganization in the back or something. Do you think that moment sort of broke the momentum a little bit when he got hurt? And also, how hurt is he? I'm just...
Yeah, well, we totally dominated. I thought in the first 30 minutes they looked leggy, tired, fatigued. The heat seemed to be getting to them. I thought we were first to every ball. And then there was two injuries. I think there was one just before that. There was 2 or 3 stoppages that stopped the rhythm of our play, and then just gave them I think they... I got a message saying, do you want the drinks breaks? And I said, no, we wanted to tire them out more. But that little break gave them the opportunity to regroup and get sort of second wind. But I think if we're talking about the story of the season, there, one chance, one goal, and we don't put our chances away. Their DP scores the goal. One chance, one goal. Maybe we could have done better. Maybe we give the ball away, yes. But in this league, it's very unforgiving, And we said it the other night, if you don't put your chances away, you don't win games of football. And they were ruthless. Castañeros is really, really ruthless. One chance, one goal. We go in at half-time, probably deflated off the back of the last 10 minutes of the first half. We get back in the game, and then incredibly 3 passes and the ball's in the back of our net. When you think about discipline, sticking to the game plan, discipline, staying with runners, discipline, staying with runners again, and then it's a goal. And I said to the guys at the end, that doesn't happen to Robbie Gonzalo or Julian Carranza. That 3 passes and we can't score goals. So you can set a team up as much as you want, but discipline and concentration and teamwork means that we get back in the game 1-1. You think, well, we're going to go and win this game now. We brought Pizarro on, and we were looking to win the game. And 2-1, we became ragged again. And I never felt from then on that we were going to retain or return to the discipline needed to win a game of football. And they made some good substitutions. They put forward players on that made a difference when ours didn't. And that was the story of the game.
Next question, Franco.
Is Nick okay?
Nick's got a slight, it's like a medial ligament, so I'd say he's a major doubt for next week.
Phil, it's probably unfair to single one player out, but I do have a question about one specific player, and that's Blaise Matuidi. Partially at fault for that second goal with the runner getting in behind him. I would just ask you what your assessment is of his performance today. I thought the first half he was pretty
Very
solid.
good, yeah.
But the second half, then we saw a lot of the issues that we've seen from him over the course, or at least that I've seen from him. From the
Well,
outside.
I think if you're thinking about, I was lucky enough to play in midfield and at the back. And in midfield, what you've got the security of always having people behind you. And that was my frustration, is that one pass cut through the midfield. Yes, Blaise probably should have stayed with the runner, but that also cut through our back four. So my question would be, where were my 2 central defenders and where were my fullbacks? Because ultimately we've got 2 players in front, Gregori and Blaise. If they penetrate that wall, there should be a wall behind. That's what I'm talking about, discipline, playing for the team, helping your mate out, supporting you, covering, pressuring. Because you're going to make mistakes in the game. And I thought Blaise was very good first half. I thought in the first 30 minutes he was the one that set the tone for us, him and Gregori in midfield. And when the game became stretched and ragged, we know that probably doesn't suit him. But and that's why we made the change to swap the systems. But ultimately, for the second goal, I still expect my central defenders to be covering. And they weren't.
Next question, Jose.
Thank you. Phil, you mentioned in your opening remarks about talking to the players about some of them might not be here next year. Are you confident?
I didn't say that in my opening remarks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then I misunderstood you. Still, my question is, do you believe all 3 designated players currently on the roster will be here next year?
Yeah, well, they're all contracted. Gonzalo, Blaise and Rodolfo have got contracts for next season. So that's the plan. We see qualities in all 3 of them. I think you saw at the end, the Gonzalo's give absolutely everything. He's been playing with a real nasty foot injury the last 3 games, plantar fasciitis. I don't know if anybody's had that in this room. It's like walking on broken glass. So he's give everything and more, and not got the look or the rewards that probably his efforts have. What I've noticed about Gonzalo in the last 5 games is he's become almost he's gone back 5 years to when he was at his probably top and thought, I'm going to carry a team here. I'm going to try and get them in the playoffs on my own. And I've seen a real incredible determination to be a leader. That's been, he's given me 100% support and commitment. We have a good relationship, so I'm super happy with him.
Last 2 questions, Dairon and then Javier.
Thank you, Rafa. Hi, Phil. I have a question. That is that, how is it that in the game number 33 of the season, we're still talking about the team being more important than the individual? Like, shouldn't be already, like, for this game, the team will be already be a team, precisely, and how to solve it for the next season?
Well, I think when we went on our run of 1 defeat in 13, you saw a team. A team that put egos and anything that they felt was more important to one side, and they played as a team. And there was times in them 13 games when we went to Toronto, probably didn't deserve to win. We played Columbus here, probably didn't deserve to win. Montreal here, we fought, but we showed the qualities of every team that I see playing against us. For instance, today, New York, what qualities stood out for me was their qualities to fight, to show game management, to be together. Those qualities we showed in a period, and we show qualities like that in periods of games. Ultimately, we lose discipline, we lose concentration, we're too emotional. And how do we change that? Personnel, or you change tactics, which we've tried. But ultimately, personnel is the one that you have to change to get better results.
Last question, Javier.
Thank you, Rafael. Which is the main learning of the season that the team can use for next year?
The main learning is that in this league, you get punished for the slightest mistakes, the slightest indiscipline, the slightest lack of concentration, the slightest bit of emotional type defending. And to win in this league, you need 15, 16, 17, 18 players all on the bus going in the right direction. And it doesn't matter what level of quality or how much you get paid. You've got to have a collective spirit to win in this league. And I think Nashville and what Gary Smith's done there is a prime example of what you can do with those qualities. And then everybody else in the league seems to have those qualities that we're trying to instill in our culture. And it's going to take time. And I think what we've done this season, we've put the foundations down to building that type of culture. And we will focus all our efforts, all our energy on making sure that those are the biggest qualities that we have come January the 17th. We have a roster that can compete. We have a roster that stays together. We have a roster that's heading in the same direction. And we have a roster that thinks the team is more important than them as individuals. And that, for me, is the fundamental thing that we as a football club have to do over this summer. Generate a roster that puts players in this football club that are more interested in the team than in themselves. And we've got some big decisions to make. We've got some big calls to make on who we bring in, who we let go. And that's our job now, where we have to do that. And we will be judged on that next season. And I'm excited now to start the process after next week's game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.